because you're so far down in the draft and everything depends on what teams do above you, how big is your list of possibilities?
It's a big list when you first start off, but I think as it comes closer to Thursday, you start to narrow it down. Um, I have to ask my boss Dan, but I think we might be who are at maybe between 5 and 7 names, and this is taking 19 guys off the board.
In terms of the depth that you anticipate being available to you at 20, how does this year compare to last year?
You know what? Last year we kind of had a strategy, with Bruno, and honestly, our strategy was to pick him at 37. But after you go through that day, and you do all your work, and you figure out that it might not happen, so we figured that at 20, we would go that route and pick him. Solely knowing that where our team is, we might not need that person to do anything. This year, you know what? There's good depth in the draft. We feel comfortable that we will get a player, but also, you know what? We might move the pick, or we might move up, down. There's lots of flexibility this year, but we're confident that we'll get a young player. The strategy is to pick the best player available, depending on what moves or what deals come to us, or what moves we make.
Do you think that the way the NBA started changing and Golden State's success will affect how people draft?
You know what? If they want to leave all those big guys at the top to fall to 20, we'll be right here waiting, and we'll jump on one of them. It doesn't matter, I don't think. Yes, teams are going to play, are going to go small. They'll adjust. But I feel it brings out the value of a big man even more. Guys are going to try and win different ways in the NBA, and the way the league is competitive. I think, and we go by trends now, going small. I think Golden State have proven that you can do it. So I think it's bound to be a trend in the league.
Did how it went last year with, you went in with a plan and then you had to sort of adjust on the fly. Did it change your approach this year? Did it change, did you go in with a specific strategy or no strategy? Or
No, we're going to stick with our guys. You continue, we didn't do so well. I think we got complacent a little bit. I think I messed up a little bit with, not a little bit, a lot with maybe even the composition of the team. How we played, and types of players we had playing around each other. But we've evaluated a lot of stuff, and maybe make a couple changes here and there. But I think our core still remains the same, and we'll still give these guys an opportunity to continue to grow. That being said, we're open-minded and open for business. That's the nature of the NBA. We're trying to get better. We got swept in the playoffs, and that means we can only get better.
Would you say your pick is more in play this year than it was last?
No, we're open for business. We believe we have assets. I think our young players are growing. I don't like to see them as assets, but when I say that, I mean we have picks. We have. So I think we're open. With the 20th pick, and also comfortable with it.
Besides, is there value in the 20th pick on its own, or would it be something you think that would have to be packaged in a larger deal?
On its own, I think it's teams maybe trying to get in, maybe trying to move up. There are also teams that would try to move back. But yeah, I think on the big picture, it's packaged with something else. That's what gets the big deals done. So we'll see.
Speaking of packaging, could you put him with Grievous, who says he's going to Minnesota or Houston?
I just heard that Grievous says that, but Grievous says a lot of things. I think take it with a grain of salt. Grievous is Grievous, and he's our player, and we'll continue to grow, and we'll hear a lot more from Grievous, I'm sure.
Can you get a rotation player for 20?
Yeah, I think it's tough to say how quick they develop, and that one is very tough to say, honestly. Also depends on our coach, you know. Sometimes guys come in and they make an impression. Sometimes guys take a longer time. So my impression of a rotation player maybe it doesn't translate on the court, but I think all the rookies will all take a little bit of time.
Any words for Canadian player?
Hey, you know what? We're always looking. I think maybe this year is not as much as it was last year, but there are Canadian players everywhere, you know, and we keep strong tabs on all of them.
Why it's important to invite those players today? Is it important for you to talk to them before the draft, to know them personally, to meet them?
Very, very important. Sometimes when we watch and go see these guys, you know, it's you want to get an impression from them and see them live. You know, like a player like Dakari, look how big he is, and we're going to interview him after this, and we do tests on them, and it's good for us, you know, like to see. But the honest truth is the bulk of the work is done when they play. When they play 5-on-5 is how I think you evaluate these kids playing 5-on-5 basketball.
So, I mean, the draft is in 3 days. You already know probably the player would like to draft. Why did you invite those 3 players specifically today? Those 3 guys.
You never know in the draft. You know, like you could move up, you could move back, you could buy a pick, you could. There's so many ways you have to look at it. It could be, you know, like based on deals that we've been offered that we like. So there might be a workout that we might have to do on draft day, depending on what other teams offer us or what we feel is on the table. So we all do these things for. There's always, I think, reasoning behind it, and we wanted to know a couple of these players.
Would you be comfortable buying a second, or do you have enough young players here? I mean, you have DeAndre worked out and Lucas.
For now, I think we have enough, you know, like, but you can never have enough young players. It's how we want to build and the direction in how we want to go in maybe building a program to get better young players.
If you are able to lock down this D-League team, especially for this year, if that ends up coming to fruition, how much will that aid in the process of developing these young players and the 20th pick?
It'll be the biggest deal of the year, in our opinion. You know, like it's where the league is going. You know, like we've been aggressive. I think the league has been very open to us, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that this happens. But we want to develop players, and you want to develop players close to you. You want to see their progress, and I think we're all super excited that if that comes into play.
How would you describe the stage you're at in that D-League move or situation?
Where's the end zone?
Yeah. How far away is it?
You know what? I think our guys have done an unbelievable job trying to put things together. We're hoping we've made enough progress to, you know, like to make an impression on the league, and they've been very open to us and have worked really well. So, however it happens this year or next year, you know, like wherever it is, you know, like we feel confident that we're going to build a program that's going to be strong for us. So where is it? You know, like I don't know. I know that we've done a lot to put on the table.
Masai, I've been talking about the D-League team. How important is it to actually have a coach that you would hire to teach your system? I know that Bruno kind of got a little comeback from the D-League this year, going like, they didn't play me. That's what he said after me.
Yeah, well, if we get our own D-League team, then we control that, and we will we'll put a good coach in place there that works directly with Dwayne Casey and us, and that's to our advantage. If we do get a team, we're not trying to win the D-League, we're trying to develop.
Well, it's the hockey idea, having controlling, having your picks and being able to develop your own players. Is this something the NBA, under general manager, the talk you're thinking about doing now?
I think it's trending towards like most teams. I think the commissioner would like all teams to have eventually, and I think most teams want that.
So you mentioned earlier best player available at 20. Do you in your mind have an idea though of a position specifically you'd like to fill, or do you have a couple of needs on this team that you're trying to fill gaps with, whether it be draft or free agency coming up?
I do in the draft, but my guys are confusing me even more every day, so I hope I can sit them down and calm everybody down today, but they've done an unbelievable job just putting everything, in front of us. I couldn't tell you a position, honestly, because you look at it always, we have all the deals you have on the table, you have all the players you're trying to evaluate, you have there's so much moving back. There's so much going on right now. But the one thing I know is I think by today we'll probably narrow it down to about 5 players, and that's taking 19 players are gone, and then go from there. Start to really rank them and go from there.
What's the top quality you need in these players?
Obviously, you go for talent. Their skill. We want basketball IQ guys that will figure it out. So it's really tough to say.